All right, what's up, everybody? It is your boy Keithy with another Ghost Cult live stream. It's the weekly ritual, our rock and metal news live stream everywhere on the web. Glad you're here. I'm here in the thick of it, in the dog days of December, if you will. And Aitla music is here. What's up? What's up? We will try to do the convo thing. Feel free to drop a comment, share a super like, a super thanks. We're trying to get a sub goal on TikTok today, so feel free to get there. We are much active now on Blue Sky. We're going to talk about all the socials in a second, but in case you're new here, and this is your first time with us, ghostcultman.com is your 24/7, 365 rock and metal news source every day since 2012. Music news, rock metal news, concerts, festivals, interviews with bands, the works. We're going to talk about everything right to you. So I hope you're well. I'm having a seltzer. Cheers. Almost Friday. Maybe it's Friday in some parts of the world. And I'm just glad you're here with me. In case you saw the awesome Chiron, Eric Brown is here. We have this bad boy. Because we're doing a winter theme, so it's a Wampa and Luke. I didn't have time to transpose my face on here, but I was trying to. I was trying to do all the things. Corey J. Stro is here. Brent Strat is here. So yeah, join in the conversation wherever you're at. TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. Feel free to give us a follow. We appreciate you. We will put fun comments up on the screen on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Can't do it on Instagram yet. Can't do it on TikTok yet, but we will soon. Hopefully Blue Sky soon. So let's jump into the announcements quickly. We got a big show for you. A lot of stuff going on this week. Super cool. Almost the weekend. Time for the announcements. And yeah, this show and every show is dedicated to Sonia Shredder, Sonia Ramos, who's a guitar luthier in Florida. We're just trying to help raise awareness for her fundraiser to fight late-stage cancer. Sonia did pop up in the stories this week and share some stories about some special auctions that they're doing in their family to help raise some money. So maybe check that out. It might still be there. Sonia.shredder on Instagram. We're pulling for you, Sonia. Also, this is just a horrible, gut-wrenching, brutal loss to me. Today, we were made aware of the loss of Tom George. You probably don't know, most of the people that work in the music industry tend to toil in obscurity unless you're in a band or a famous promoter or something. But Tom was a music publicist. He always used to post a lot of silly photos of himself, so this is just one that I found that was usable. Tom and his wife, Tracy, own Tag Publicity out of Iowa. Tom got his start in the music business working with Static X, but they have worked with tons of huge bands, and Tom passed away last night. As we record this today on Thursday the 12th, he passed away on the 11th. Just super sad. We were always in touch. We spoke on the phone a few times, interviewed him a few times for podcasts in the music industry about his career. And he's just a guy who he loved music. He loved uplifting his community any way he could. And I will miss you, buddy. I will miss you a lot. This is a tough one for me. I mean, it's always a tough time of the year for me, but as I talked about last week on the show, but just so tough. So tough. And then here is, again, you just don't know the struggle. Velo Priest is here. I don't know if you know that Bob Marley, not to get too philosophical and down a rabbit hole here, Bob Marley used to have a song called Who Feels It Knows It. You might think somebody else in their life, counting their pockets and seeing what's up. You might just think you know their story, but you don't. This is Barry Squires, an infamous record producer and A&R person at major record labels. He worked with Foo Fighters and everyone else on down. And he passed away, and unexpectedly, also like Tom. And, he didn't have a will or arrangements, so now his family is scrambling. So this is just very tough. Loved ones of a certain age, if you've got dependents, if you've got families and such, please set up some, post-life care plans for yourself, and arrange them with someone you trust, and leave money for your funeral services and stuff like that, so the burden doesn't fall to other people. Dogi is here. What up, homie? And just very sad about these two losses in the business, especially Tom, the previous one, who I knew personally for a long time. Just very sad. We're just trying our best here. Here's another one. Again, we've been sharing this all week. Goose Holyoke of Better Lovers. His young daughter was diagnosed with a form of leukemia. They've raised a lot of money already for her care, but it's never enough. Musicians don't have health insurance that covers damn shit. Not a whole lot, man. Doing the rock and metal news thing, doing my weekly show, but I've been going live every day this week and doing little bits of news. And we've been sharing this story about this young girl, Sage, and just the uphill battle she has. Her father left the tour early to go be with her. Apparently, she's had 5 or 6 treatments already and been a trooper. Just heartbreaking for somebody who was her whole life in front of them. Carolyn's here, Cool Dude 1 is here, Bubba's here, Long Hauler is here. Bucket-shaped head is here. Is that like bucket head? That's funny. Titanosaur. We were always fans. You know that. Sally R is here. So if you can donate some money to this fundraiser, that would be cool. Lord knows why I'm drinking a coffee at 6 at night on the West Coast, 6:30 at night. But here's my mug from the heavy metal shop of Salt Lake City that I visited back in June. It was amazing. On a lighter note, we are still trying to raise signatures to get our favorite metal dog fan in San Francisco, Django, the Wonder Dog, Sainthood from the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. Django is an icon, a local celebrity, an ally to all marginalized communities. Here's a picture of Django in his little battle vest with Necro Butcher of Mayhem. They were both on their way to kill Euronymous right before this photo. And the petition is free. I know Change.org is always like, you could give a couple of bucks. You don't have to give any money. We're just trying to get signatures. It's cool. Just turned 10. I love this dog. Just a reminder, we rolled out our new newsletter. We're on Substack. We gave up MailChimp for the holidays, and we're trying out Substack. So you should start seeing Substack emails hit your inbox this weekend. Jeff Brackett, what's up? Marie is here. Anthony Roberts is here. Linda Estrup. Deborah McNeil. Again, please feel free to share and like this live if you're on TikTok. We appreciate it. We're just trying to do the thing. But yeah, we got a newsletter. We're on all the socials. Again, we've gone heavy on Blue Sky finally. I think Mastodon social is done. I don't think there's much going on there. With a great on paper idea. And again, if you would hate social media and you don't have the patience to go to websites and you're relying on your friends to just kind of share their feed stories, and that's how you learn about music news, check out our Discord, sub to our Discord where all our content goes. So at least you could get a direct feed with no ads and nothing. But of course, ads on our website, ghostcultmag.com, help us pay the bills. We're also on Reddit, although our original Reddit account got banned. Hands up on Salvation is here. Steve Bellow Music is here. And National Soundcheck Day. 1-2-1-2 12-12. What up? What up? I wait every year to make this joke and to share this. I was reminded of this by our friend, our good friend. My mind is blanking. God damn it. Brutal. Sucks getting old. White Crone on Twitter and Blue Sky. White Crone's a fantastic metal singer and bass player and heavy metal artist. She shared this. I was like, yes, that's right. 1-2-1-2 day. 1-2-1-2. It's bigger than hip. Oh, some dead press for you. All right. Just a reminder, our album of the year content is coming next week. YouTube video, gang countdown from 40 to 1, podcast, website post with in-depth reviews, all the things. Tell us, drop a comment if you had a favorite album this year, rock, metal, or whatever. Drop a comment and let us know what that record was. We'd like to know. Even though Black Friday is come and gone, this is probably your last couple of days, today, tomorrow, Saturday, probably last few days to get any gifts out in the mail for the holidays. I know commercialism sucks, but people buy stuff. But treat yourself. It's been a hard year. Treat yourself. Ray and Becky Ivy and One Way Georgie, treat yourself. Ron Peterson and Pamela McCants. So we have a gift guide for metalheads and rockers. The link will be in our description. And yeah, do check it out. Do check it out. It's also pinned on our website. We dropped a couple of premieres this week. A couple of premieres today that I thought were pretty damn smurfy. This is Marrowwomb, a singular artist from the Chicago area who makes black and death metal. I think it's pretty rad. It's a pretty rad dude, as my favorite teacher says in Ferris Bueller. But the brand new song is out now. Got kind of like a celebrity drummer in to play. The former drummer of Benighted, I think technically. But yeah, what a killer song. It's actually like one of the best songs I've heard in a long time. And just such a killer song. Vicarious Visage is the name of the song. And the new album that is coming out in February is called Ficinomi, which is probably Latin, and I don't know what it means. But nonetheless, very cool. Nonetheless, very cool. And yeah, just wild shit. Also, we dropped a premiere for the New York City band Rider with a Y, Rider, and their new single and lyric video, Queen Viper's Kiss. They also have a new album coming out next year. So exciting times for emerging bands. We do try to help bands trying to get their start. Jason G is here. Boom, wow is here. Bree668 is here. Helen, Miss Allen O is here. What up? So yeah, we're just trying to do the thing, do all the things. We've been live streaming, like I said at the top. We've been doing a new series of live streams every day. Tommy Jones 721, what up? Louis' mom is here. So we've been trying to go live a little bit more every day. I meant to do one earlier today, but I didn't get a chance to, and I knew I was already doing this live stream, so I figured here's a good opportunity to get everybody involved. But thanks to whoever's watching on YouTube. Appreciate you. We did you'll see why. We were talking about how did Gojira get so big? It was just occurred to me on the new Gojira news, which we'll talk about in a little while. Swimming Circle's back. What up, Swimming Circle? Hopefully I followed you back last week. Fred Selecki is here. So Gojira, just fascinating case. I just did a quick live stream conversation about why they got so big so fast. It's not really so fast. It's hard to be an overnight success when you've been a band for almost 30 years and really been famous for 25 years almost. But Gojira, one of the biggest stories of the year. Also, we talked about why Simon Dawson was picked for Maiden. We're going to talk about him in a minute, a little bit more, but we did a stream on that. All these are bonus podcasts if you listen to our podcast. We did a massive live stream that was hugely popular about the life and times of Dimebag Darrell Lance Abbott of Pantera, who has passed away 20 years ago last weekend. Unbelievable. I remember where I was when I found out he died, and I'm still sad. It still hurts, guys. It still hurts, just to let you know. But he was wonderful. It was a mostly fantastic and positive conversation, and I'm really grateful for everybody that chimed in. Feel free to watch it if you're a big Pantera fan. Also on our YouTube and podcast, our own Tom Osman did a great interview. This is the metal group Boonwell featuring Eugene S. Robinson, formerly of Oxbow. And this is his new main project and a bunch of other things and his solo music. Eugene is awesome. Fun fact, I went to high school with both of Eugene's sisters in New York City. They're homies. One of them is a very famous singer internationally, and the other is a famous, fantastic animator and cartoonist. But yeah, great interview with three of these four guys, and Tom did a great job on this interview. He's fantastic. You're going to hear more from him soon and all next year, hopefully. As I'm trying to pass the baton to other people. I can't do every single interview. I work on this stuff nonstop, and it's crazy. So I have to pass the baton, pass the torch to other people to help. I had to learn how to delegate. Dogie knows I had to learn how to delegate. Just a reminder, we have a podcast, the Ghost Cult Magazine podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. This show will be a podcast. Like I said, we've been doing bonus live streams. They all end up as podcasts, but we do have exclusive interviews on the podcast. Recently interviewed Local H, recently interviewed Insect Art, Dana Schechter from Insect Art and Swans. And this week we had, I was going to talk about our Wrapped, even though it's very controversial. Here's Winona Fighter, one of the cooler punk bands to come along in the last few years. Their next album is coming out in early 2025. Our apologies to the chef, not compliments, but apologies, on Rise Records. And we caught them at a couple of festivals this year. Our Ragin' Rosie interviewed them at Louder Than Life. That's on the podcast. And let's just talk about Wrapped. I know Spotify's the devil and people hate it. But we did really well on our pod this year. We worked so hard at this. So our follower growth this year over last year was 138%. Woo! Amazing. I'm proud of me. A lot of this is hard work between myself and my partner, Omar Cordy. 26 people. This is their top podcast. That's crazy. Top countries USA, not a surprise. And our average ratings of still a 5 somehow. We passed 200 episodes for the year a few weeks ago, and we are up to 620 something episodes. So crazy talk. We just worked so hard at this. I don't know what else to say. It's a lot of work. Anywho, back to that. So Winona Fighter, check them out. Check out our podcast. And because I don't have enough to do, my other podcast is the Glacially Musical Podcast, Beer, Metal, and Swearing, Vinyl. Sometimes we talk about hockey. Our own host, Nick Cameron, is back from vacation from his anniversary trip. And we have done our final episode. Thank God. Our final episode on Foreigner. Jesus Christ. But the episode's hilarious, actually, if you want to have some fun and listen. And we are joined by Don DeLamont of Talking the Talk with Don and the book Southeast of Heaven. It's also the name of his blog. I'm an upcoming guest on his podcast, which will be awesome. Don is great. He will be back as a guest host. We just laugh the whole time. Like, we just cut each other up and pick on the band a little bit. Foreigners in the Rock Hall of Fame as of this year in the USA, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They have sold like 20, 30 million records. I honestly don't know how. They have some huge hit songs and then like duds. But our next series is kicking off this coming week, and it's going to be on the first 5 albums of Obituary. Finally, we're doing another death metal band. We haven't done one since Cannibal Corpse. So now, fittingly, the second band will be Obituary. And thanks, Batstick05. I think you've been here before. Good to see you. Thanks so much. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Coming to you live from San Francisco, the San Francisco HQ of GhostCultMag.com. We also have a New York HQ in Harlem now. Formerly my hometown of the Bronx, New York. Maybe back in the Bronx again someday. Just a reminder, we have some affiliates. Got to pay the bills. When you see ads on our website, that is through the Lambgoat Media Network. Lambgoat, as in lambgoat.com. We are the less shitty, I say we're the less shitty or less sucky metal sucks. We're the less mean Lambgoat. I think Lambgoat hasn't earned a reputation as being mean, particularly in the comment section. But great guys. I'm friends with one of the owners. And when you see ads on our website, that helps us keep the lights on. It does actually earn us a little bit of revenue, which we dump back into the company. If you're subbed and watching on YouTube, that earns us a little bit of revenue, and we're grateful. Thank you. Every little bit helps. Jay Armstrong 896 is here. Mike Morgan is here. Bex Sig 4, Courtney Ford, Carol Gianot, and you not. But yeah, so Lambgoat is one of our partners. We gave away tickets to see Slayer at their first ever comeback show after their 5 years of retirement this year. And I'm so happy and thrilled. The Lambgoat relationship has worked out pretty well for been about a year and a half. So very pleased there. There'll be more giveaways and extra cool things in integrations and stuff in 2025. Our other affiliate partner is StreamYard. If you're watching this on Facebook, YouTube, not TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram, you're seeing the StreamYard presentation of the show. If you drop a comment on one of those channels, I'll see it. Except, unfortunately, not TikTok and not Instagram. They're not integrated fully yet, but I do have Instagram streaming here. We have our little deck here in the top corner. I got the ticker. I got all the cool things. Later in the show, I'm going to unbox something cool that was sent to me with my second camera angle. So cool. Looks like I got a question over text. Let's see. I think it's pertinent to the show. Let's find out. Am I aware of any concert events that have occurred in the past, MLB stadiums that have smaller stages outside the park, kind of like Warped Tour? Yes. As a matter of fact, MLB I'm not 100% sure. Probably Warped Tours. Probably, I know that Louder Than Life and Sonic Temple have done like a pop-up stage in the parking lot. Silly Goose is a band, the Atlanta nu metal band that has come along recently. Silly Goose, who played in a subway. I'm sure you've seen the YouTube or the TikTok or the Instagram of them playing in a subway. And yeah, let's get those hearts and those gifts going, TikTok. Come on, show me something. If you're going to pass by, check us out. Give us a like and a follow. If you like metal, you should be following us. Metal or rock. We are the authorities on this stuff. But I was going to say, Abe, when I saw Metallica in New Jersey on the M72 tour, on the first day of that tour in the USA, they had an outdoor stage at the football stadium, at MetLife Stadium, where the Giants and Jets play poorly, but they play there. And we saw Prong play on the side stage, which was phenomenal. It was so good. I was so stoked. I was really thrilled. Prong's one of my favorite bands ever. And I got to say what's up to my boy Tommy Victor. You've seen our interviews with Tommy here on the channel. There'll be more Fish Boys here. Steve Pockets is here. David is here. Jay Armstrong's still here. So yeah, I am not 100% about baseball, but absolutely Metallica with the football stadiums did pop-ups. Overkill played in one. Bastardane and Lars's son's band also played. Taipei Houston. So yeah, StreamYard. And by the way, if you sign up with our link in the description for StreamYard, you get $10 off your subscription, and we get $10 off our next bill. So it's kind of like a Dutch rudder situation if you're fans of Zach and Miri Make a Porno. All right, that's all the minutiae. It took a little longer this week because I had to talk about my friend that passed away. But here's the news rundown, and we always start the news rundown with metal festivals, and there's a ton of metal festivals and concert tour news. So it's typically what people like the most about this show. Buckle up, Buttercup. It's going to be a wild ride. So this weekend, we are covering the Eindhoven Metal Meeting. Actually kicked off tonight with the warm-up show. We are just honored and thrilled to once again cover the Eindhoven Metal Meeting. If you didn't know, Ghost Cult was formed 12 years ago to cover the avant-garde underground metal scene in Europe, in Western Europe, in the Netherlands, started in Holland. I took it over soon after and brought in the American crew and kind of made it this international thing. But we covered Roadburn every year. We covered Eindhoven Metal Meeting a lot. There's a festival called Incubate that's canceled now that we used to do that was wonderful. All Tomorrow's Parties, Fun Fest. We did all those kind of niche underground Desert Fest. We did all those things first before most other outlets. And then, so we're back at Eindhoven Metal Meeting this year, headlined by Catatonia. Today's lineup, this is actually pretty cool. I'll probably just embiggen this for a second. You don't need to see my face the whole time. So tonight, this already happened because it's already later on tonight. It's ending probably now in Holland. Saturnalia Temple, great band. Deadhead for a little bit of thrash metal. The only thrash band. I think there's only 2 thrash heavy metal bands at this thing. The Omega Swarm Killer Band and Mouflon, I don't know, but I think they're a local band and they're supposed to be rad. Also, tomorrow and Friday, here's the running order. There's still tickets available, but it's almost a sellout. Headlined by Catatonia and Alphahan and Dark Funeral and Carpathian Forest Friday and Saturday. And Samash, the Covenant, Amal Nakrath, who was retired and now is back. Achilles, who we just reviewed their new album. Thy Antichrist, Killer Band. Agent Steel, there's your heavy metal and thrash. Defleshed, Soulburn, Chapel of Disease. The Vision Bleak, what a great band. Malphas, Undergang, Ausgrum, Acefix, Imperium. Our Penance for your technical death metal. Semath, Savage Grace, Flesh Crawl, and Violentor, and a few other bands. What a killer show this is going to be. What a great lineup. Hellfest got announced this week. A very controversial Hellfest lineup. Hellfest has always been metal and hardcore strictly. And this year they have Muse and Scorpions as 2 of the headliners. I think Scorpions has headlined the Hellfest before. But Muse is a particularly controversial band. And what it turns out is that Foo Fighters were supposed to be the headliner for Hellfest, and they dropped out. And the head of Hellfest was defending himself in the festival, and also speculating that maybe Foo Fighters is not going to tour at all next year while Dave sorts out his life with the chick he knocked up while married. with his huge family. It's a bummer, but what are you going to do? I think this is a pretty great lineup. And, obviously coming out of the pandemic, Hellfest did like the mutant 2-week lineup of like the greatest lineup of all time, which they could never repeat again. Korn, Muse, Scorpions, Linkin Park, Electric Callboy, Within Temptation, Judas Priest, Falling in Reverse. Kind of fuck them. I don't like them. Lindemann, The Who, Satch Band is a new band with Satriani and Vi, Cypress Hill, Helicopters, Sex Pistols with Frank Turner, Turnstile, Knocked Loose, Exodus, Leprous, Russian Circles. I think this is a pretty great lineup. Jerry Cantrell. I think it's pretty great. I think it's a pretty great lineup for Hellfest. I wouldn't be too concerned about them. They'll be okay. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Feel free to drop a comment. We'll follow you back if you got a cool channel to follow. This is pretty interesting. I did a live stream on this. Also, Boardwalk Rock was announced for Ocean City, Maryland, headlined by Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Nickelback, and Shinedown. Kind of an overlapping butt rock apocalypse here. A pretty strong lineup. Hailstorm, Bush, Chevelle, Flyleaf, The Struts, Extreme, Everclear, but also, Puddle of Mud. Listen, we don't make fun of people for their struggles, but Puddle of Mud, always a risky enterprise as a live band. They might implode. They might play great. You don't know. They've got a couple of banger songs, hit songs. And the ever-controversial and annoying Trapped with their annoying, crazy MAGA lead singer, Chris Brown. Also Kat Von D and Royal Lynn, who we just interviewed last week on the podcast. On Sunday, this is the same weekend, I think, as Sonic Temple. It's the same weekend right before Maryland Death Fest. A very crowded May, welcome to Rockville, very crowded May festival lineup. It's really strange. But Nickelback and Shinedown on Sunday. 3 Days Grace, Alice Cooper. I would hate to follow Alice Cooper even now. Three Doors Down, we just covered with Creed, Bret Michaels solo, Candlebox, Night Ranger, The Return of Crossfade, Dorothy. Boy, if it was a Just World, Dorothy would be a humongous famous lead singer. She's so good. Blackstone Cherry, I think they are expecting a new record next year. Fuel, Saliva, not sure which singer, and Tim Montana, who we like a lot. Kieran Scott is here. What's up, Kieran? Tell me what's up with your band. How are you doing, sir? But this is an interesting festival, one, because of this lineup, and two, because it's put together by the same people who do Sick New World, C3 Entertainment. Now, C3 Entertainment does Lollapalooza. They do tons of festivals. Shaky Knees, Bonnaroo. They know how to put on festivals. The reason Sick New World got canceled is not the fault of the management company of the festival or the bookers, or that they had to pay Metallica and Linkin Park a lot of money because they get paid what they're worth. But so I asked the question, is this the next Sick New World? And I don't think so. I think that one festival had some challenges and they canceled it because of the environment. And had multiple people ask me, like, why did they book another festival if they had just had to cancel one? Because that's the touring industry. That's concerts and tours. This is planned years in advance, sometimes 2 years in advance for a festival to book the lineup, right? So, don't think too deeply about it is what I'm telling you. I'm sure this festival is going to do fine. I also think, just going back to the lineup for a second, this probably means that Motley Crue and Def Leppard are going to tour again and get announced pretty soon, as tickets will go on sale. No one needs another Def Leppard Motley Crue tour. Certainly don't need Motley Crue. Def Leppard, to recreate their hits, it's mostly on tape with backing vocals. Turkey Toes is here. And I think to recreate their best music, you got to have like 100 tracks of vocals and guitars. But I think Def Leppard still puts on a great show. And Crue is terrible live, man. They're just terrible. Shinedown's always fun live. I don't sit around and jam them out, but they are good guys, and they put on a great show. And Nickelback just did a sold-out headline tour of America. So we'll see how it does. See how it do. Yeah, there's again, just a reminder, Sick New World just got canceled. And because Sick New World was canceled, Acid Bath, people were wondering what was going to happen with them, because that was supposed to be their comeback show, their first one, and then they're also booked for Sonic Temple. And so they've been announced for Louder Than Life, and they've been announced for Incarceration Fest in July. Didn't put up the banner for it. Passes start as low as $1 down. So my prediction is still intact. Acid Bath's going to do these festivals, and then they're going to come back and do probably a headline reunion tour of small clubs and theaters. I think it's a limited thing. They're going to come back. Dax Riggs does not like the music industry, but he's a great front man. He's also got a solo record coming out, so I kind of hope that the Acid Bath hype helps Dax's solo record. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hoping for. Let me know if you're excited for the Acid Bath reunion. I know I am. Sad that we're not going to get a Tomahawk reunion now, huh? Just super sad. Just a reminder, Aftershock early bird tickets are on sale now. I know some of these festivals have announced, so to avoid some confusion, I always say to people, like, your first metal concert ever should not be a festival. It absolutely should be a regular local show. Go to a DIY show, feel that vibe. Then go to a bigger show like a theater or a club. Then go to a festival. A lot of people seem to be like, say, because of the pandemic or whatever, they never went to shows before, and then they were just like thirsty to get out and see live music, which I love and appreciate. And then they went to a festival like, oh, I had a miserable time. It's like, well, festivals are hard to do, number one. Number two, maybe next year, one thing we'll do is we'll make a video sort of how to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Festival Circuit. Like, how do we get out there and do festivals? How do you do it properly so you don't kill yourself and you have a great time? So Aftershock early bird tickets are on sale, and a lot of people are asking about these packages. So just a heads up in case you didn't know, Professor Keefe is here to teach you when you don't know about music. So for festivals, usually VIP is double the amount of a general admission ticket. You can have a great time going for general admission. If you really can't afford it, don't try to do VIP and pay for something you can't afford. That said, there's VIP and enhanced packages now, like Super VIP and VIP Plus, that add a few more amenities for a lot more money. And I'm hearing a story about like Super VIP is triple the GA price, or 2.5 times the VIP price, or 2 times the VIP price. So like, if you really can't do it, you can't afford it. It's there for the people who can afford it. It's unfortunately a capitalism bred society where money rules, unfortunately for all of us. But if you can swing it and you want to have a luxury time, go and let us know if it was worth it to you. I'm sure some people will post their things. It was a great group of YouTubers I was following for all this, like 4 British friends who would travel to all the festivals in the world and then review them and rate them. But they would get completely hammered and high the whole time, which is like insane if you're going to try to do a critique of something. But, they're not going to take themselves too seriously, but I thought they were fun. And their adventures were fun. I don't think they're doing their stuff anymore. I'm seeing a lot of the YouTubers just pack up and go. They're getting burned out. Sometimes I get burned out. This is amazing. I wish I could go to this. Planet Desert Rock for 4 days in January and early February, right before the Super Bowl. Planet Desert Rock weekend 5. We are friends with the booker, Vegas Rock Revolution's John Gist. He's amazing. I love to get out to this because one of my favorite bands is the headliner, Fireball Ministry. Also featuring Unita, Moss Generator, Duel, Valley of the Sun, Solace, Sergeant Thunderhoof all the way from Europe, Germ, The Watchers, Bonehawk, Lunasol, Samabio, Mr. Bison, Sons of Arrakis, Omega Sun, Fire Down Below, Godzillionaire, Green Desert Water, Iota, and Jason Walker's Bad Motorfinger, which can only be a Soundgarden cover band, of course. I do a lot of Soundgarden karaoke. I've been told I have a Chris Cornell-like voice. Unfortunately, I look like Jack Black, or Jack Black's less cool brother. But anyway, Planet Desert Rock Weekend 5. Definitely worth going to. I would love to go. Just a reminder, Tool in the Sand is almost sold out. They announced their daily lineups, and it looks crazy. It is like any luxury destination resort vacation. It's about $5,000 a person. That's the amount of most resort trips, unless you book through Costco or something. So this is going to cost you if you want to go. Metal Battle, the Wacken Metal Battle of the band's registration for the USA ends December 16th. So next week, during the week, this is going to be over. Definitely sign your band up now for a chance to play the Battle of the Bands, several rounds, and then maybe go to Wacken every year. Just a reminder, Damnation early bird tickets are also almost sold out. We just ran our review of Damnation 2024. We hope to go again in 2025. Perturbator, The Haunted, Pig Destroyer, Warning, Wormrot, Stamping Ground, Gara, Mantar, Hell Ripper, Frail Body, Meryl Street, Ghost, the synth band, not Ghost, the band, Ghost BC. Faces of Death is here. Thomas Lamprose is here. Thank you for being here, everybody. I like the everydayers. Y'all are great. Fire in the Mountains Fest just announced after announcing a ton of bands last week. Hey, what's up, Queen J24090, a.k.a. Jennifer? Hello. Good to see you again. I sent you a smiley DM, a wave. Good to see you. Fire in the Mountains Festival taking place in the foothills of Montana on a reservation is now going to have a night curated by Norse Music, Wardruna and Mari Boyende and Lindy Faye Hella and Dale Farn and Bardspec. Bardspec is a super project between Einar Selvik of Wardruna and Ivar Björnsson of Enslaved, one of my favorite artists ever. And we've covered actually 2 of the very rare, maybe there's been like 6 Bardspec concerts ever. This would be the 7th or 8th. And we've been at 3 of them. Roadburn twice and once at a special one in Brooklyn that I was a part of. It was freaking amazing. I'm sure there's a link somewhere I can share it on Ghost Cult. Also, Milwaukee Metalfest announced a ton of new bands. They did announce that Down is going to play on the Friday, which means they are open to play Louder Than Life on Saturday. So, yeah, pretty great. Pretty great. M3 Fest is teasing their announcement of their lineup. This is always the hair metal, glam rock, hard rock, shred guitar festival in Maryland. Again, nice to see Maryland get some other festivals beside Maryland Death Fest. Obviously, Maryland Death Fest coming back strong for a surprising extra another year, Memorial Day weekend next year. I would really love to get back to that. One of the best times of my life. You need to almost pack an extra empty suitcase to bring home shirts and patches you can't get anywhere else. But the show itself is always stellar, and we respect those folks tremendously. All right. And again, how are we going to pay for this stuff? I just keep telling myself it's almost payday. We're going to be eating ice cube on white bread sandwiches. Jesus. It's hard to pay for all these things. Tell me how you're paying for these things. Layaway, credit card, making that cheese, making that cheddar. I don't know. And now quickly for the concerts, and there's a ton of them. This blew my mind. System of a Down, again, will we or won't we? We're retiring, we're unretiring. We're going to play Sick New World 2 years in a row, which is created partially by their management company, so they're always kind of involved with that. We'll see if it comes back. Will System play it again, and if they come back at all. And then they're like, oh, we're going to announce stadium shows. We've been talking on and on and on here on the channel about who the next stadium and arena headliners are when Metallica, Iron Maiden, Slipknot are all gone. And System of a Down is now graduated to stadiums. Could they do this for a whole tour for 50 dates? I don't think so. Would they want to? I don't think so. They announced these 3 shows. They immediately sold out, and they announced 3 more shows in each city. So System of a Down and Korn in MetLife Stadium. It says NYC on the posters. And I love the King Kong image, but it's New Jersey. But it's fine. It's close enough. It's 30 minutes away. System of a Down and Avenged Sevenfold at Soldier Field. The Rolling Stones just played there. Metallica just played there. And then System, maybe the best one of them all. Again, I saw Sick New World with this lineup, and I saw this lineup recently at Golden Gate Park in a big one-off concert. System of a Down and Deftones, and I love the flying saucer beaming up the Space Needle in Toronto. Polyphia and Wisp going to open both of these. Crazy. Polyphia is getting so popular that they are going to open up stadium shows for System of a Down. Just madness. Just madness. So get your tickets. Those are also probably going to sell out. We talked last week about the pending Guns N' Roses tour news. This blew up the internet all weekend. The confusingly titled Because What You Want and What You Get Are Two Completely Different Things tour. Guns N' Roses, they booked the Middle East and Europe, which means probably the USA and South America for later in 2025 will be announced, I'm guessing, in the next couple of months. Some openers include Public Enemy, Rival Sons, and Sex Pistols with Frank Carter. Very excited about that. Morgan Evans passing by. What up, son? What up, what up, what up? I call everybody son or bro or word. But, much love to you, Morgan. Great to see you here. Guns N' Roses coming back. I would love to see any one or all 3 of these bands be the opening bands. Usually GNR does 2 openers. or one opener. PE would be the absolute perfect opener for Guns N' Roses. Sex Pistols, I don't know, if they're just as big here in America as they are in Europe. Not quite sure. Don't quite know. Yeah, so AC/DC's tickets went on sale for the Power Up Tour. Probably going to sell out quickly. It's only 13 dates, which is still confusing to me. Maybe they will add some more if demand is there. There are open dates around each of those shows, but also probably a good idea for 70-something-year-old band dudes to have like 3 days off in between each show. Probably a good idea. Would love to catch one of these. Pasadena's nearby. I could fly there quickly. Rose Bowl, I think that's taking place. Vancouver's not far by plane, but I got to get my passport renewed. Las Vegas is always a possibility. I've never seen AC/DC. It's like one of the few bands I have never seen. Hard to believe, but I've never seen AC/DC. I need to go. This is a shocker a little bit. Coheed and Mastodon co-headlining amphitheaters with Periphery opening. It's very similar to the recent tour from Mastodon and Lamb of God, or Mastodon and Gojira, or Lamb of God and Gojira. Any of these bands that have been touring together. Gabby is here. Real Digel 1 is here. What up, what up? Sean Henderson. So Coheed and Cambria and Mastodon, maybe not so wild because they're both kind of progressive metal, but just very inherently interesting. Good to see Mastodon maybe get back to a headline set and not play all of Leviathan. I would love to have seen that myself. I didn't get to. We covered it, though. So there's a review of that on the site. Pretty great. Also this weekend, the God Forbid reunion shows. Unfortunately, Sacramento was canceled. I would be there right now if it wasn't, and I'd be doing this show later on tonight from my hotel room. Tomorrow at the Region in Los Angeles, I do believe we're covering that with Burton C. Bell in one of his first ever solo concerts in a long time with Skin Lab opening. And then Anaheim with Bleeding Through and Carnifex, and San Diego with Bleeding Through and Carnifex as the opener for Bleeding Through, as Bleeding Through is celebrating their 25th anniversary. Pretty killer. Danzig finally announced these headline dates with Down, Abat, and Cro-Mags. And these are only a handful of dates. And Danzig said in the post on his Facebook, these will be the only Danzig shows of the year. He already has one show booked with Misfits. Not 100% sure what other shows are going to be out there. But Las Vegas, Lincoln, California, which is like Thunder Valley Casino Resort, which is north of Sacramento. Seattle, the WAMU Theater. Portland, Oregon at the Moda Center. LA at the Forum. That's crazy, LA at the Forum. And whatever this last one is, Phoenix. So crazy. Danzig hates touring. This is probably, he's really winding down to a point where he's not going to tour that much ever again, probably. So Misfits still haven't gone to Europe. I could see Danzig doing a handful of dates every year for the next few years, but really, I don't see Danzig's like 66. I don't see him being like 70 and being like, dirty black summer. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I gave you a little singing there. I like to sing. I used to sing in bands. That's how I got here. I was a musical kid. Death Angel's Christmas shows are this weekend a little earlier this year than last year, I think. 2 sold-out shows. Death Angel, Necrot, and Taunted tomorrow, Friday, December 13th, and Saturday, December 14th, I believe I'm going. Death Angel, Violence, and Dianethus. Very cool, very cool. That is at the Great American Music Hall. I was just there last night for Chelsea Wolfe. She winds up her current headline tour tonight. I think I have the LP behind me on the bed there. If you haven't got this record, this is one of the best records of 2024. She reaches out to she. Chelsea Wolfe also has 2 EPs out, including a remix EP recently with remixes by Health and Deftones. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. So good. So good. Chelsea Wolfe. It's not fair how good she is. This is kind of awesome. The 9th annual Metal Hall of Fame Gala will take place this January around the time of NAMM, the most important night in hard rock and heavy metal. January 22nd from 7 to 11. Free party at the House of Blues, Anaheim. Maybe we can get out there and cover that. We have some people who cover the LA area for us. The honorees this year for the Metal Hall of Fame are Dimebag Darrell, as mentioned before. Also Burton C. Bell, Elisa White Glue's got a story coming up about Arch Enemy. Doyle, who happens to be partnered up with Elisa White Glue's. Ricky Rocket of Poison. Jeff Young, who we've interviewed here on the channel. I'll post up the link. Kings of Thrash, formerly of Megadeth. Dangerous Toys, Kanak Radio. Surprise guest live performances in an all-star jam hosted by radio icon and Metal Hall of Fame inductee Eddie Trunk and entertainment personality Kathy Rankin. I love Eddie Trunk, but a lot of people don't. Maybe we have to reconsider the Metal Hall of Fame, but Eddie's great. I looked up to him a lot. You don't know this, but Eddie Trunk was one of the early workers of Megaforce Records, and he helped put bands like Metallica and Anthrax and King's X and Overkill on the map, helped them get famous and paid. So even if you don't like him and you didn't like that metal show, Eddie's important. He's important, important guy. He is kind of a boomer. Speaking of other award shows, the Extreme Music Awards are taking place in Albany, New York. And I had the nominees pulled up. Let's see. I hate to clackety-clack in your ear. The Extreme Music Awards. Dun, 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 dun. Let's just quickly run through this. This is kind of cool. This is sponsored and put on by Upstate Records, who we like a lot here. And let's just see if we can put this up in the thing. This is StreamYard, man. The beauty of StreamYard. Share screen, have my script in the deck, have videos ready to go, have my other camera angle for my unboxing later. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Again, TikTokers, hit me up with some likes and some hearts and some gifts and some subs. Man, I want to see it. Let's see if I can do it. Here we go. You're going to look into my secret inbox and all my tabs. Look at me. I'm a mess. The people have spoken. The Extreme Music Awards, the EMA's nominees have been selected. Once again, this year's crop boldly represents the vast talents of the heavy music community in the greater Capital and Western Mass region. So let's just do the nominees. The Best Death Metal Band Award will be presented by Joe Keezer of Skinless, great guy, brother of Jason Keezer of Origin. Invoke Thy Wrath, Intrusive, Tyrannize, and Concrete, who's popped up here on our TikTok before. Best Black Metal Band presented by Paul Delaney of Black Anvil. I know that guy. Malefic, Black Braid, Misery Machine, and Wintertot. I believe it will be Black Braid who will probably take home the award. Best Doom Stoner Band presented by Joe Altier of Brand New Sin. When this show is over, I highly recommend you go find Joe's channels, wherever he is on TikTok and YouTube, and support that guy. That guy rules. Brand New Sin was one of my favorite bands. Gozer, Jupiter Queen, Karn Rennen, and Flatwounds. I know 3 of those bands. Gozer is pretty great. Jupiter Queen is pretty great. Flatwounds, I know. Karn Rennen, I do not know. Best Metal Power Metal Band presented by David Ellefson, formerly of Megadeth, and of Kings of Thrash, and a bunch of other things. The Antarctican, Deveria, Illumination, and Against the Rain. I only know Against the Rain from this crop of bands, so I have my homework to do. This is how you learn about who are cool bands, and who else to talk to, and who else to listen to, and stream, and check them out. Best Progressive Math Metal Band, presented by Gary Holt of Exodus and Slayer, Out of My Head, The Phoenix and the Ravens, Psychomantium, and Horsegrave. I've seen Psychomantium live before. Best Hair, Glam, and Sleaze Band, presented by Brendan Manley of 518scene.com. The Erotics, Joe Mansman and the Midnight Revival Band, Untamed with a Y, because you know their business. They mean business. And Mystery Girl. Best Thrash Metal Band, presented by Brian Fair, Shadows Fall, who definitely knows the area since he used to live there. Hate the Adversary. The Adversary. Sorry, Hate the Adversary. Queen. Faced. And Vexus. I'm going to give you some free advice, Faced. Faced is going to be a hard, Googleable term for a band, but I hope you rule. I love thrash. Thrash is my love language. Best Grindcore Band, presented by Gary Aldridge of Dark Tower Tattoos, Horsegrave, Urine, Vaginal Fungus, and D.B. Cooper. What a strange collection of people that would be to have at dinner. Best Metalcore Band, presented by Matt Bird of Hatebreed, former Ghost Cult interviewee. Matt Bird of Hatebreed. We love that guy. Vintry Hill, RBNX, The Hauntings, and Gusto. Best Hardcore Band, presented by Craig Ahead of Sick of It All. Craig's a good dude. We've hung out with him. From Within, Violent by Design, Spirit Killer, and Cold Kiss. Best Hardcore Beatdown Band, presented by Ray Mazzola and Mike Valente of Brick by Brick. Torn Out, Gateway, Confinement 413, and 518, with your little hardcore X's there. Best Hardcore Punk Band, presented by Stickman of Fury of 5, recently reactivated Fury of 5. Halo Bite, Murderers Row, Wet Specimens, and Schenectady. Is that like a play on Schenectady? Schenectady, New York, right next to Albany, basically. Best Video in 2024 by a metal band, presented by Don Capria, 110 Films, producer of Director's Cut, the movie. The Antarctican Stolen Throne, Jupiter Queen, Just a Taste, Deverio, When Darkness Falls, and Concrete Cyber Vermin. Album of the Year 2024, presented by Mario and Kim Kangemi of Upstate Records. What up, yo? Out of My Head by Sick Nasty, Malefic, The Second Coming, The Erotics, Destined to Damnation, and Invoke Thy Wrath by Worms. We're almost to the end of these. Lifetime Achievement Award, 25 years plus in the scene, presented by Mike Valenti and Jason Bittner of Shadows Fall in Category 7. Mike Trash, Jeff Caro, Derek Paulcare, and Paul Rookwood. Best New Band, together less than 2 years, presented by Art Frederet of Radio X. Against the Rain, Gateway, Out of My Head, and Alter. I know Gateway and Out of My Head. Best Veteran Band, together 10 plus years, presented by Fuzz Kabajian of The Fuzzing Rock Show. Diddy Bro 7. What's up? Thanks for being here. Bougie Farm Girl is here. That's a great name. I hope you are indeed a bougie farm girl. Best Veteran Band, Concrete, Tyrannize, The Erotics, and Assault on the Living. Concrete is nominated for like 4 awards. What do you want to say that they probably win something? All right, really quick. Best Bassist, presented by David Ellefson, Jason Stubblebin of The Phoenix and the Raven, Drew Bartlett of Concrete, Brian Crosby of Oakheart, Derek Polcare of Crimson Mask. Best Guitarist, presented by Johnny Guitar, John Denai of Shadows Fall and Anthrax, Dylan Schwertner of Joe Mansman and the Midnight Revival, Roman Singleton of Devaria, Gary Wood of The Phoenix and the Raven, and Jared Reed of Concrete. If his name's Weed, I bet he smokes weed. And the Best Drummer, presented by Sal Briscato, formerly of Life of Agony and Typo Negative, and Matt Byrne of Hatebreed. Let's see, Joe Glassbrenner of Concrete and Malefic. Walter Ryan of The Faded Line, Murderers Row, and Murphy's Law. Phil Shannon of Violent by Design and Baylor. I wonder if that's a Game of Thrones theme band. And Brandon Weaver of The Phoenix and the Raven. Best Vocalist, presented by Eric A.K., a personal hero of mine of Flotsam and Jetsam. Chuck Woodard of Deveria, Benjamin Kerner of The Phoenix and the Raven, Joe Mansman of the Midnight Revival, and Alex Rukamanidis, the Antarctican. That's that. So pretty damn neat. Pretty damn neat. All right. Let's get you back to the stage, son. All right, let's blast through the rest of this. Tier announced a big headline tour with Eighth of the Realm. Pretty cool. While She Sleeps announced a huge tour with Bury Tomorrow of the USA. Their album Self Hell is out now. It's pretty baller on Spine Farm Records. Palaye Royale announced the Death or Glory headline tour in North America with Johnny Bougette. I don't know who that is, but pretty cool to get a national headline tour opening for a huge band. Nate Davis is here. What up, Nate? How are you? Joey MS91 is here. Is that like MS Paint? Bill Hancock is here. Action is here. Marianne Merkley 2 is here. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Appreciate you. Randy Blythe is going to drop his debut, or not his debut, his second novel, Just Beyond the Light. And he has announced an increasing load of spoken word tours in little clubs. I know he's playing here in San Francisco at the Independent. Holds just about 500 people. Super cool if you get to see Randy Blythe do his thing. I'm looking forward to getting this book. I doubt that I can get an interview with Randy, but we're going to try. We're going to pitch it. I love Randy. I've interviewed several. Mark Morton and Willie Adler of the band Lamb of God. I would love to interview Randy, but he doesn't do that much press, and he really only does press with like big famous people, and I'm not big famous yet. Maybe someday. Smooch, we talked about this last week. This is a charity show supporting the Children's Hospital of Seattle, and Soundgarden will do their first ever reunion show as the Nude Dragons. They've done this before where they used to show up at clubs and play as the Nude Dragons. Why is this important? Obviously, they have not played together since Chris Cornell died in 2017, And because it's a charity thing, they are playing with a local singer, Shania Shepherd, who plays in kind of a soul, blues, grunge band. Great singer. I checked out some of her stuff. But we'll get video of this very soon, as of Sunday morning, probably. Paul Bearer has announced more and more live shows across Australia, New Zealand, and Europe next year. Mind Burns Alive is out now. What a baller doom metal album. One of the best this year. Ellie O'Connell is here. We've seen you here before. Thanks for being back, Ellie. Arito Boza is passing by. Hello, hello, hello. Devil Wears Prada booked a headline tour. They're trying to put out some new music. Kerry King announced the European headline tour dates. Those are on sale now. Atreyu is going to play 20 years of The Curse. Unbelievable. In 2025, The Curse. I think it's technically was 20 years this year, but Atreyu doing The Curse without the singer who wrote the lyrics and sang on the records. I know it's controversial to some, but I think it's pretty cool. Honor your music, even if the singer's not in the band anymore. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Emily, thank you. It has been a while. I hope you're well as we get to the holidays. It's always a tough time in the world. I hope your year has been merry and bright, or your holidays at least will be. We've had a ball-breaking hard year, but we're going to be okay. Just getting through the rock and metal news. This is pretty cool. I saw this. This is a local show. Mountain Dust is a band I've become increasingly interested in. They're going to do their new album release show with Starbeast and Verona Florist in Toronto. So if you like psychedelic rock and metal, Mountain Dust is a band for you. Papa Roach has added more dates to their tour of the UK and Europe with Wage War. Wow, Wage War has become a huge band. I did not totally expect that. I just didn't expect it, you know? I just didn't expect it. Whoever's on YouTube, thanks for watching. Feel free to sub. Drop a comment. King Diamond has just finished their US tour, and they've announced an insane lineup for Europe. This is crazy. King Diamond, Paradise Lost, Angel Witch, and Unto Others. I saw Unto Others open for King Diamond like 4 or 5 years ago. When is the last time Saturday's main event happened? I'm still this weekend. Good question. Not sure. Don't have an answer. Peebo is here. But thanks for being here, Ellie. I appreciate you. Like I love Overkill and Night Demon, but dare I say to see Paradise Lost and Angel Witch and Unto Others open for King Diamond is maybe a better lineup. But we covered that tour, and I love Overkill and Night Demon. But anyway, 4 Years Strong and Koyo and Shoreline are going to do a headline tour. Viagra Boys announced a huge North American tour. I just saw them twice this year. Kublai Khan TX and Gideon have a huge tour booked. Fear Factory, last week I think I put up the picture of Fear Factory without the poster. Fear Factory and Cold Chamber have announced 10 more dates to their tour. This is the rebook of their tour that was supposed to be this past fall. Got canceled because of Dez's illness. Now is rebooked for the spring. So if you're like, oh, they're not coming to my city, they're probably coming to your city. Get your tickets. I saw Fear Factory in 2024. They were phenomenal. Milo is phenomenal. I miss Burton, but like Milo, absolutely no gaps in his game. He's incredible. And I saw Cold Chamber in 2023, and they were phenomenal. And then I interviewed Dez about it. And I was like, there was the most crowd reaction of the day was for Loco by Cold Chamber. I'm talking about System. I'm talking about Korn. I'm talking about Kitty. I'm talking about Seven Dust. I'm talking about Deftones. I said them already. I'm talking about Incubus. Everybody that played, man. Cold Chamber, people were going nuts. Ape shit. Nice. The wing belt is coming back. Only for Cody. That's cool. That's very cool. We always talked about doing maybe a wrestling show. I would need like an authority person that I could ping off of. So I'm the funny guy, and I need like the wrestling authority person to be the host. I do have one person at Ghost Call who could do it, but I don't know if they have time between their busy job to do a thing. Under Oath continues to do the Only Chasing Safety 20th anniversary tour. And they are giving away a platinum record. Holy shit. Go check them out on their socials for that contest giveaway. This is probably one of my favorite bands of any recent import. This is Teen Jesus and the Gene Teasers. They are going to open for Pearl Jam on their upcoming North American tour. Really cool of Pearl Jam to take out kind of a very young, starting out impressive punk band. Unheard of, actually. Pearl Jam usually opens with, like, has either a night with Pearl Jam and they play for 3-4 hours, or they do like a very well-known opener. So just surprising and great. Steel Panther has added more dates to their Feel the Steel 15th anniversary tour before they go in the studio and make new music. Isaac is here. Shay Jamerson is here. Thank you all for being here. Anybody that passes by, I'm just really appreciative. Thank you. Thanks, Fernando O'Gueen. You've been a regular Ghost Cult, every day or on Facebook sometimes. I appreciate you. What else? The Used has announced a big anniversary tour. Ridiculous and great. Ron Halford of Judas Priest clarified in an interview, I know they're going to be supporting a tour highlighting the anniversary of Painkiller, 35 years of Painkiller. 25 years? 25 years of Painkiller next year, sorry. 25 years of Painkiller. I'm so old. And then Rob was like, we're not doing the whole album. We might do a handful of songs and then do like a medley, a bunch of them in a row. We might just do one and then a few others and then one and then a few others. They're not sure yet. Are you tired of bands doing album playthroughs? I'm not, but some people are. And I do remember about 10 years ago, maybe it's 8 years ago, when Anthrax did Among the Living in 2017. So it's like 6-7 years ago, when they did Among the Living for their 30th anniversary. They didn't do the whole album playthrough. They played like a song or two and then a few other songs and then a few more songs and then a few more songs. And I thought that was a fun approach that kind of made it a little more unique and broke the record up a little bit. But what's your opinion? We like to know. Drop a comment. Tell us what you think. Shane is here. Come back, Shane. Come back. Harry Styles is here. Harry Styles. You're funny. Toaster Bread is here. That's a great name. I wish my band name was Toaster Bread, or my account name was Toaster Bread. Roger Moret and Vinny Stigma, I wish you were both my dad. Jesus. The Godfathers of Punk, the two co-founders of Agnostic Front, are doing double book signings. They did one in Boston, they did one in New York, and now they're going to do one this weekend, December 15th, 12 to 4 p.m. at Low Life Sound, food trucks, DJ sets by Low Life Sound System. And that's at Dr. Strange Records in Alta Loma, California. I believe that is right around the LA area. But if you like your New York hardcore, I'm trying to get both books sent to me. A little late in the year, I'm putting together my list already of the best books of the year. I hate to leave them out, but I can always include them next year if I don't read them till next year. Run out of time. Trying to do everything. Rick Wakeman of Yes, the Legend, has announced his farewell tour. He is not coming to my town. I am super sad. I think this is all East Coast shows featuring the all-time favorites from his career. He says this is the final one-man solo show. Maybe he'll book another tour with a whole band, but I doubt it. He's almost 80 and he's slowing down, but I would love to see him hit those ivories one more time, man. One of the best I've ever seen. And I've seen some of the greats. Toto. This is the only trigger warning of the whole show. Toto is booked a headline tour in North America with Men at Work. I'm pretty jazzed. My friend that I mentioned at the top of the show, Tom George, loved Toto, and he was extremely hyped for Toto to come back. I'm super sad now. That Toaster Bread, you are liking the live, and I really appreciate you. Thank you. Will Kennedy, give us a follow. We'll follow you back. That's what we do here. Toto is coming back. If you want to bless the rains down in Africa. Chuck Reagan, who I'm still chasing for an interview. I hope I get to talk to him. Of Hot Water Music, has booked an extensive headline solo tour. New Hot Water Music album this year. New Chuck Reagan solo album recently. Chuck is great. Chuck is great. Chuck is good. Country music, Christmas music, me trying to die. That's all the tours and festivals, and it's sort of Yeet and Cardi. I've heard Playboy Cardi, and he's okay. Yeet, I'm not the biggest rap authority. I'm really a rock and metal person. Occasionally I hear a good rapper. I like underground, like very underground rap, SoundCloud rappers and stuff like that. But even more underground than that. But like my love of rap really ended in the 90s. We can have a longer conversation about that some other time. Well, I don't do co-host, Shane, but I appreciate you being here. It means a lot. Tool is one of my favorite bands, Toaster Bread. Tool is a huge impact and important to me. I got to interview Paul D'Amour. I got to meet Justin Chancellor once. I would really love to meet Maynard. You know, Ghost Cult, probably our biggest claim to fame is that Maynard shared the meme. We didn't make the meme, but we shared the meme of Maynard snapping Taylor when Fear Inoculum came out, and Maynard shared our tweet because I was bold enough to tag the guy, and it blew up the internet, and we got thousands of followers from it, and it was on BuzzFeed, and it was like on the front page of Google on your phone. It was crazy. Dillinger Compound is here. I didn't see you pop in, pal. The world is a beautiful place, and I am not afraid to die with Atomic Light featuring Billy Reimer. That is right. Did that get announced? I might have missed that one. In the hundreds of, I don't know if people know this. I get like 5,000 to 7,000 emails a week. It's bizarre and absurd. I can't do it all. But anyway, thanks for being here, Dillinger Compound. Every day, a Ghost Cult legend as a fan. All right, big news stories of the week. Obviously, the number one news story everybody has talked about, Nico McBrain retired from touring with Iron Maiden. I think this casts doubt on how much longer Iron Maiden's going to be around. He had the stroke less than 2 years ago. I think this was coming for a long time. Some people were overreacting in the comments on our stuff, on socials, on our website. And like, oh, I can't fathom without him. Listen, they were a band before him. They had some of their most classic records without him. He's been in the band a long time. He's a legend. He's incredible. He's probably like the most likable person in the whole band beside Dave Murray. Because if you don't want to like, let's face it, Bruce is prickly and Steve has been, nefarious at times. Yannick is nice, but I don't think he's actually plugged in and playing guitar. I think he's just goofing off the whole show. But, it shocked people. And like I said, Ozzy can't tour, and Nico stepping down. This is the first domino to fall of everybody over 65 years old being like, I don't want to die on stage like Lemmy, whose anniversary of his birthday and his death day are coming up. Like, I want to roll out in peace and enjoy my money and my grandkids. So if Iron Maiden somehow made a new record, Nico would be part of it. Maybe he will pop up. If they ever got to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, he clearly would go. Although I know Bruce is like, I don't want to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah. Then he'll change his mind when they get in, trust me. But, and then they replaced him somewhat controversially with Simon Dawson. It's kind of a no-brainer. I had predicted they were going to pick somebody European and old like them. And they picked Steve Harris's drummer from British Lion. I've seen and photographed British Lion before the plague happened, and they were solid. They're good. Are they Iron Maiden great? They aren't. Is he an excellent drummer? He is. Will he be able to play everything Nico did? He will. I also had predicted Nigel Glockler maybe of Saxon, or Mikey D of Motorhead maybe, and Scorpions. Scorpions! I say that every time. But I think it's a good pick. It's like, it's a safe pick for them. It's a safe pick for them. Big T420 is here. Sunshine is here. The West Coast Sunshine. What up, what up? Thank you, Toaster Bread. I appreciate all these hearts, man. They make me feel good. So that was the big news of the week. Shadows Fall dropped a brand new song, their first song in like 13 years. I really hope they signed to Monarch Heavy. I really hope this is the beginning of a big thing for Shadows Fall, where they maybe come out with an EP or an album. It's time. I know they can't do a band full time. It's just not in the works. But like maybe they get picked up for a big tour. I don't know. Gojira, we talked earlier. I did a live stream about how Gojira got so big, and how Gojira got so big this year was they took everybody in the world by surprise when they did the A Caira, Mea Culpa A Caira song at the Paris Olympics. We will not get over this image. I'm just going to, let's see this image one more time. Ah! This image freaked out all of the world. Everybody thought they were Satanists or whatever the fuck. This is classically tied to the French Revolution and the history of France. People are morons everywhere. Prudes and morons, right, Dillinger? We have to kill the stupid. Frank Zappa said, the craziest and worst thing about the whole world is people thinking it's cool to be stupid. I'm paraphrasing. That's not exactly what he said, but it's kind of what he said. Anyway, Gojira dropped the official music video of the performance. The single, you can stream it on all streaming, and they're nominated for a Grammy. They're supposed to be coming out with a new album, the follow-up to Fortitude, next year. I'm excited. You get excited. Gojira is one of our leaders. Maybe the next Metallica. I'm not sure. Maybe. I don't think anybody's actually the next Metallica, but maybe Gojira could do it. Arch Enemy was on tour this past week doing festivals in Mexico, and they had to play without their singer, Elisa White-Gluz. We mentioned her earlier. She caught an illness. Actually, apparently, her whole body was shutting down. She was getting organ failure from sickness, and they played the show just instrumentally, and the fans in Mexico sang along with the band. If you can go watch these videos, I don't want to get demonetized, but if you want to go watch these videos, it's pretty touching. And then they sent her thousands of messages on social media about getting well soon. New Arch Enemy music, already a new album announced. We're going to get that coming soon from Century Media Records. Their first record without Jeff Loomis. Maybe he played on the album, but I believe he's been replaced completely by Joey Concepcion. So a bummer. I feel like Jeff Loomis and John Five are two guitar players. They're so good. And they get underused in whatever band they're in, except when they were in, respectively, Megadeth and Nevermore. Oh, I'm sorry, not Megadeth. That's Marty Friedman. I'm thinking about John Five in Rob Zombie, John Five in Marilyn Manson. Great guitar player, never got to do anything. I don't know, I hope the paycheck is good. Not sure why he's in Motley Crue. Not sure why, but okay. I'm not sure why. Just a reminder, Ice-T played on the Jimmy Fallon, Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, and the world did not erupt as they did for Knocked Loose on Jimmy Kimmel. Maybe Jimmy Kimmel skews a little bit older and boomerish and their fans. Maybe the cross on the album cover for Knocked Loose, you won't go before you're supposed to, probably hurt them somewhere. Show me on the doll where they hurt you. But Body Count performed their cover of Pink Floyd's Comfortably Numb, a cover no one asked for, but I'm just impressed that they did it. Otherwise, that new album is absolutely killer. You should go pick it up right now. Liquid Death put out their Pit Diaper last week, and it sold out immediately. $75 for a leather comfort diaper you can pee in and not lose your spot at the rail at a show. We'll see if they make more. Usually when Liquid Death does these novelty things, they just last a brief period of time. If you recall, we did a video with Liquid Death and Elf makeup where they sent us the corpse paint kit. And we know that like black metal and corpse paint, not quite synonymous with all rock and metal, but we thought it was fun. Our own Jesse Frary did a video. I'll link it in the description. I think you can get the kits on eBay and Etsy from people, but eventually maybe they'll put new ones out. Marky Ramone. This is a picture of Marky Ramone. The Ramones biopic that I have been waiting a long time for personally. It was supposed to be made with Netflix, just like The Dirt and Motley Crue and a few other things, starring and produced by Pete Davidson, of all people, as his hero, Joey Ramone, is in jeopardy of not happening. And the reason it's not happening is because Johnny Ramone's widow has sued the filmmakers and the production. So the movie, I Slept with a Ramone, which is based on Mickey Lee, a.k.a. Joey Ramone's brother, is his story. It's his personal story about being adjacent to the Ramones at the time it was happening. And so she sued that making the film from his perspective, the director, the producer, Pete Davidson, and this book by Mickey Lee is going to paint Johnny in a bad light and not tell the true story of the book she's trying to get made and the movie she's trying to get made, but she doesn't have anything yet. They've had this for years. I Slept with a Ramone came out like 15, 20 years ago. So here's Marky Ramone, just a picture of him just in general, but still out there carrying the flag. We appreciate you. But that film may not happen now. They had to agree to fire the director when they won one element of their case, which sucks. And I still hope it gets made because I would like to see this. I've been rooting for a Ramones movie ever since Entourage, when they were trying to make that movie. Is this something I can interest you in? And if you know that reference, I'll send you a button or something. Just a reminder, this week, this is the backside of Maynard James Keenan of Tool, Pussifer, and A Perfect Circle. He is launching a documentary on Pussifer TV, the streaming service that has all the Pussifer stuff, about his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy. Pretty interesting. People are huge fans of fights and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and mixed martial arts and wrestling and all that stuff. And Maynard opened a Jiu-Jitsu school specifically to help beginners because he was once a beginner too. And now he's umpteenth black belt something. So I think it's pretty cool. His wine documentary was pretty amazing. I'm sure it'll be funny a little bit, just like Maynard. And then we'll get more stuff there. Thank you, Tyler Morris. Thank you, Tater. I hope Tater is in fact that dog. Nick is here. Bub is here. Jelly Roll, just want to let you know that Jelly Roll has a #1 record in America right now, based on his recent record, his collabs with other people. I think Jelly Roll is awesome. I was supposed to have an interview with him, and he got laryngitis at a music festival about 2 years ago. I probably will never get that interview now, but I really like Jelly Roll. I like his story. He went to Congress to talk about opioids and being a felon and all this stuff. And I really hope everything good and awesome happens to Jelly Roll. He rules. He just rules. I just saw this documentary, If It Ever Gets Weird, Omar and Cedric. This is a movie about At the Drive-In and the Mars Volta and their assorted other bands. I highly recommend this documentary. I finally got to see it the other night at my favorite theater here local to me, the Roxy Theater in the Mission District. Very cool documentary. Here is Reba Myers of Code Orange. She dropped her debut solo single today. I know she caught some grief recently for joining Marilyn Manson's live band, but I'm a big fan of Code Orange and Reba. We interviewed Code Orange a while back at Riot Fest, and a new single from Reba, really cool. And her debut album is going to come soon also in 2025. So I'm really pumped for her. I'm really proud of her for doing her thing. Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong, here seen in the upcoming movie A Complete Unknown, the Bob Dylan biography, which I don't care that much about, but I probably will go see because I see all these things. Gibson guitar. I don't recall if Bob Dylan ever played a Gibson, but Gibson Guitar is putting out an acoustic Bob Dylan model. I guess at one point he did play one. I know he's most famously known for the Dylan Goes Electric when he played a Fender Telecaster, but he did play acoustic guitars for 15 years before he ever touched an electric, apparently. We'll see how the biopic does. There's another, so pretty interesting. And I don't know if Chalamet's going to sing in this movie. Usually that's not happening, but we'll see. Muad'Dib as Bob Dylan. We'll see. I like the guy. And Willy Wonka. And a bunch of other things he's been in. Jay Gale. We've covered him a bunch. We interviewed him once for one of our very early podcasts. Used to be in the band Widows and Red Sparrow. And Jay Gale's new solo album, After Altar, is coming out soon. He dropped a new single today. I'm hoping to get an interview with Jay and chop it up about his career once again. It'd be fun. Bloodywood dropped a brand new single, Beaketh, with Baby Metal. They are blowing up. I believe there's a new Bloodywood album coming out next year. They had a killer album in 2022. They are a hardworking band, sort of rap metal, modern metal, and their own personal world music influences from their homeland of India. Becoming Led Zeppelin. Tickets are on sale now to experience it in IMAX. I'm very excited about this. This Led Zeppelin documentary is coming out, I believe, in February, and will feature apparently a lost interview with John Bonzo. This is Lauren Mayberry. We don't talk enough about the band Churches. Not normally a go-to band at Ghost Cult. We have covered them in festivals and covered them before. She put out her debut solo album. She performed on late night television in the U.S. She's a brand new music video out. I just think you should check this album out. I thought it was pretty damn cool. Lyhest TDH, what up? Momanshi, hello. King Snake Jake, what up? Appreciate y'all. Almost done here. Landmarks, poised to be the counterparts of next year. Landmarks dropped a new single, announced a new album, probably going to go on tour. Counterparts dropped a late year EP that blew up, and people were like, oh shit, I forgot how good this band was. I think Landmarks is going to have the same effect on people. I guarantee it. Watch it. If you like the metalcore, Bumblefoot, also a former Ghost Cult interviewee, when he had his latest bands, we talked to him earlier in the year, the Friendly Men 95 this year. Bumblefoot dropped a new single. He's got a star-studded solo album coming out. This guy works constantly making music. Love him so much. Formerly of Guns N' Roses. Mortis signs with Prophecy Productions and will put out a brand new Dungeon Synth album in 2025. Right on brand for both Prophecy and Mortis. This is a very cool picture here, shot by Rich Price Photography, former Ghost Cult photographer Rich Price. He shot so much stuff over like 10 years with us that we continue to show his stuff. Here's Mikey Doling of Snot. Snot has announced that they're going to play some select festivals all around the world in 2025, but they will not announce the singer until it's time to hit the stage. My money is on Tommy Vext, although Tommy Vext, formerly of Snot and a bunch of other bands, has taken a sort of a hiatus from music because he's got some mental health problems he needs to work on and other things. But I don't know if this is the best move. I want to interview Mikey about this. We love the band Snot. I talked about them last week on another live stream. But yeah, Mikey, just drop the name, man. It doesn't make sense to try to keep it a secret. Joseph is here. Joseph asks, who wins in a fight? Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku or Bloodlusted Kratos? I'm going to say Goku. I'm going to always say Goku because Goku. Black Paradise is a new solo project from Jim Lindemann of Pennywise. We interviewed Jim about his solo career in Pennywise. I got to see Pennywise twice in the last year, and they still kick ass. Bro Him is a banger. If you're a punk, you want to oi, 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 and circle pit around to Bro Him. Punch somebody, get in the pit, and punch somebody. But Black Paradise, new singer-songwriter type material with one other collaborator. I like it a lot. Maybe we'll get a new interview with Jim at some point. I just wanted to raise attention to this album is out now. This is Done with Lord and Lady Kevin. This is a super minor underground avant-garde supergroup between Trevor Dunn of Mr. Bungle and Melvins and other bands, and Kevin Romanis of Cows and Hepatitis. I interviewed Kevin this year. I interviewed Trevor this year. We love these guys. Just checked out A Killer's Confession. We have an interview coming up with Waylon Rivas, so stay tuned for that, King Snake Jake. If you like Ghost Cult, follow us on Instagram and YouTube where you will see some of that interview. St. Louis Mo Blue is here. Hey, St. Louis Mo Blue. I'm a big fan of your town. I love St. Louis, as you know. I visited there last year, and it was a great time. Lemmy, man, we've had nonstop Lemmy news the last few weeks. New merch for Motorhead for Christmas, new hot sauce line with Jade City hot sauces, and now this is a photo, by the way. I'm proud of this. I shot this photograph at a Mayhem Fest. Not the best photo ever, but it meant a lot to me. It was so loud right in front of Lemmy, and I forgot my earplugs that day. What a fucking fatal mistake. Louis Gita, 25, saw Havoc and Exodus last week. Best show by far. I missed Exodus last week here in San Francisco. What a bummer. I literally fucked up. But I can't go to every show anymore. I got this photo of Lemmy. You can see my old photo watermark that kind of looks like Black Sabbath Master Reality, my favorite Black Sabbath record. And so Lemmy will now also, in addition to all the other Lemmy praise and worship, he will be enshrined at Stringfellows Men's Club, Gentlemen's Club, Strip Club in London. Maybe someday I'll go there and check it out. Michaela Erica is here. Yeah, J-Man and Stitch is with him now, right? Isn't that crazy? Crazy. I know that J-Man was like, I'm going to do my own version of Mushroomhead, right? And then I interviewed Skinny right after that. And I was like, J-Man is talking about his own version of Mushroomhead, right? And he was like, I haven't heard anything about it, but I'll tell my lawyer. And I was like, you need to tell your lawyer, buddy. You better tell someone. If you like what you heard, you better tell someone. Somebody's on Twitch. Thanks for being here. Give us a sub. We'll follow back. Pastor Randall is here. Kevin 463614 is here. So yeah, Lemmy doing the thing. And then J-Man, by the way, just like qualified, like, oh, I didn't really mean that. I'm just gonna do like a new band with the spirit of Mushroomhead. I was like, yeah, you thought better of it, buddy. I'd like to talk to J-Man still. But Waylon was great. If you like that new Killer's Confession record, he's already working on the next one and the next one. It's a trilogy of records. Check out my interview with him. It's really fun. It's coming soon. Maybe next week. So, this is not a great story. I love David Ellefson. We talked about him earlier in the show. He's going to be part of that Extreme Metal Awards. I've interviewed him a bunch of times. He likes me. We have a good rapport. We met in person a few times, and he remembered me years later. Didn't I see you at Mayhem Fest 2011? You were interviewing other bands, and then you talked to Drover. I was like, that's true. But we hung out for a minute. We had a moment. I've gone to his seminars. I like David Ellefson. He's got a killer death metal band called Dieth with former members of Decapitated and Entombed AD. And he was on a podcast this week, and he was like, oh, I know I'm going to get some shit for this, but rock is dead, just like Gene Simmons said. And, like, I get where these guys are coming from. Like, rock doesn't have the same power and attraction to younger people that it had, like, 35, 40 years ago. But this rock is dead, rock is dead, rock is dead shit is bullshit. It's not the same environment we had 40. We don't have MTV anymore putting music television into everybody's home that actually plays music. We don't have regular radio playing a lot of rock songs, very few. So it's like, David, man, stay, like instead of being like the Rock is Dead grandpa, be like, I have a killer new bands, Kings of Thrash and Dieth and other things, and I'm keeping metal alive. Like my legacy is to keep metal alive. So this annoyed me. I love this guy, but it kind of annoyed me. Come on, grandpa, don't be such a killjoy. Like, leave that shit to Gene. If he wants to be fucking lame, leave it to Gene, That's fucking lame. All right, we're almost done here, folks. This picture, speaking of Gene Simmons, is haunting me. Look at this photo. Look at this photo of the Wicked Witch actress from The Wizard of Oz and Gene Simmons. Do you think they fucked? Do you think they fucked? Do you think he fucked her? It's upset. Like, do you think they fucked each other with the makeup on and left weird white and green splotches all over their bodies in a sweaty mess? Gene never really did drugs, so probably not drugs, but maybe she's on drugs. She had to be on drugs even to just take this photo. But this photo is fucking messing with me. It's coming back to me on and on. It's just like, I need a hug or an edible or something to calm down. Thanks for your new followers, King Snake Jake and Just. I appreciate y'all so much. If she paid him enough. I don't know, man. He fucked everybody. He fucked like 5,000 chicks. He didn't care. He didn't care who he did. I know he was like, I was happily unmarried to Shannon Tweed until blah, 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 until she made me get married to her. Yeah, well, she's not stupid, dude. 30 years together. She put the time in. All right, New Music Friday. We're almost done with the show. Let's do the quick rundown. We're getting to the end of the year. Everybody knows that every week, if you have a band, every week we do New Music Friday preview. We actually do a voiceover, and this is edited into a video. It lives on our YouTube, our website, our socials. And ultimately, we mention the big bands, but we just try to highlight some younger bands. There are records coming out the next 2 or 3 weeks. Very few. Always some black metal band trying to put a record out on Christmas. We're fucking cult, and we're going to put out a record on Christmas. Fuck Jesus. It's like, Jesus wasn't born on December 25th, you Nimrod. And like, by acknowledging Jesus, you are literally proving them right, their point. Your denial of them makes them feel better about themselves. So don't bother. But anyway, this is our last New Music Friday video of the year. We'll probably still have a New Music Friday post on the website just to help blow it up for any bands. But this week we had the last real significant week of releases. So I'm just going to rattle them off real quick for you. And I probably missed a few. Try to keep it short this week. August Moon, something eldritch and macabre on Personal Records for some melodic death metal. Dark Sky Burial, I'm a huge fan of this. Vitriol, that is the ambient dark industrial project from Shane Embury of Napalm Death, out on Consoling Sounds. A Dead Poem, Abstract Existence, also on Personal Records, some doom and black metal. Electric Wizard live album, Black Magic, Rituals, and Perversions, Volume 1 on Spine Farm. Classic stoner doom, great live album. The album cover has boobies. So if you want to share this music somewhere, share a band photo and not the boobies, because like you will get blocked and maybe even banned and deleted off of Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Why are these prudes in charge of our country? This shit sucks. I'm just saying, this shit sucks. All right. Off the soapbox, buddy. Kildonian Embers on Caligari Records for some avant-garde black metal. A lot of black metal coming out in December. What a shock. Liquid Flesh, Vestiges, Abroussance EP for some French death metal on a Newbie Press. Lord Sin Confessions on Larvae Records, psychedelic doom metal. Magic Kingdom Blaze of Rage on Massacre Records for some symphonic power metal. Mesarthim, Anthropic Bias and Departure on avant-garde music for some cosmic black metal. That's a very weighty title. Misanthropy, the ever-crushing weight of stagnance on Transcending Obscurity Records. Mark Brenning, Fesnoris Tid, the classic melodic black metal artist, a lot of black metal. Noel Gothlula, Lyric Sepsis on Blood Harvest for some slam brutal death metal. Orbiter, Distorted Folklore on Salvage Records. That's some post-rock for you, post-metal. Perdition's Mire, Into a Darkened Heartland on Headkick Records for some more black metal. Sulleth, self-titled on Armageddon label. Go to the Armageddon record store in Boston/Cambridge for a good time. Stoner Punk Sumo 3 on Rikishi Records. Heavy instrumental. I think there's a pun in there about heavy, in fact. Toadstribe for some black metal on their album Corona Tenebra on avant-garde music also. And the hardcore band Whispers. Not the Whispers that got blown up in the thing. The other Whispers you can make money with if you've seen The Irishman. And Yomalak, is the EP Flat Spot Records. Huge year for that label, Flat Spot Records, the Punks. And so we're almost at the end of the show. It's time for the mailbag. I got a banger of a thing to share with you on the mailbag. I'm going to share it right now. Let me just take a quick sip of seltzer. And this is, again, you got a couple of days left to get gift items for your friends and family for the holidays. And I got this awesome set of books that are linked in our gift guide, and I will do probably a review of these two books soon. But this author, Paige Owens, put out these two books, the 500 Essential Emo Songs and the 500 albums and the 500 Essential Pop Punk Albums. And I thought this was pretty rad, and they sent it to me. So I am going to unbox the box they sent me and show you what the books look like. And I get to do that with my backup camera angle. Whoa-pow. Let's go. Let's see. Boom. Hey. That's my desk. There's me. There's the box. Desk area is a little messy. Sorry about that, but here we go. Rough House Books. I took off the labeling, but this is packed incredibly well. I just opened it up for some potential ease. Let's get this a little out of the way here. But not the cleanest my desk has ever been, but okay. So we got these from Rough House Books. They're packaged really well, and let's just take a look at these. Murloc Lives has passed by. I'd like to talk to you again, Taylor. So this is packaged really well. It had like a fragile label on it. Sorry, Dio. Hold on the port here. Here's some of the packaging, shrink wrapped, even though they're hardcover books. I thought that was really nice. Looks like there's a note in here. Here's one up. Yeah, here's one of the two books. Looks like it's wrapped. Maybe I should have took it out of the shrink wrap first to show it to you. Looks like it's in a hard case. Yeah, this is, they sent me the pop punk ones. I'm not mad at it. And there's a note here. Thank you. Let's read what the note says. I think this is from the public. Oh, there's something in here. It's some stuff that goes with the books. Oh, there was a button. I already lost it. Ruffian Books. Sorry, Ruffian Books. My bad. Oh, it's a magnet. Fucking cool. Let's see that. Ruffian Books. It's going to go on the fridge. There's another book they also put out. Here's a sort of an ad for this. Here's the ad for the emo book by Paige Owens. And here is Anarchy in the Studio, Punk Music 1970 to 79 by Tim Stiegel, The Rise of Punk Rock. Forward by Laura Jane Grace, who I love from Against Me. I wish they would come back. It's pretty cool. I think punk started in the USA and not in the UK, but whatevs. Not going to take it personally. And I took that personally. Get rid of the box. Fuck this box. Oh, and a button. That's cool. I don't really have room anymore on my jacket for buttons, but very cool. Let's take a look at this. Let's see how I can get this open expediently. And of course, I have an implement. I probably don't have one handy. So I'm going to just nail wipe this shit open. There we go. Look at this. These things are immaculate. Let's see how much they retail. I have a link open here. Let's see. Well, I'll check it out in a second. I'll get you the price when I get back to the laptop. So this isn't a slip case. This is really beautifully made. Look at this thing. It's like a hard, glossy cover. And there's the spine, Essential Pop Punk Albums. I'm a big punk fan. Don't know if you know it. Like this notebook of notes that's scribbled on. Kind of fun. What do we see there? Paramore, Sum 41, FOB, Offspring Smash, 24-Hour Revenge Therapy, Jawbreaker. I already love this. Green Day, No Effects, Hey Monday, Blink-182. So not too shabby, right? Oh, and then there it is. It pops right out. It slips out of the slipcase. So let's do it like this. I already got my fingerprints all over this grubby thing. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. Nice. This will make a nice addition to your bookshelf or your coffee table. And let's just kind of page through the book here upside down. Would have been nice to get an autographed one, but I'm not I'm not greedy. There's a forward. Let's see who wrote the forward. Oh, this is the forward by the author. Very nice. For my mom. So she's British. I believe we're going to interview Paige Owen soon. So this is like big print, really glossy, beautifully done. Looks like it's got nice colors. Again, this is something you could take out for your friends. There's Ramones and Buzzcocks. So many Generation X, Blondie. I grew up with so much of this. And then obviously Green Day, Jawbreaker, Offspring, Weezer, Bouncing Souls. So this is pretty phenomenal. Looks like very in-depth. Very cool. Bowling for Soup, who I just interviewed last year. Good Charlotte. Something Corporate. So this is, Sugar Cult. So this is pretty great. Not too shabby. I like this a lot. And this is going to go right on the coffee table where my many other leather-bound books go on my shelf. So this is still, you can still get this if you order this ASAP. You can still get this in time for Christmas. Let's just see really quick. I'm going to put the camera back on me. Put the camera back on me. Hey. And now let's just see really quick. I had it open somewhere. Let's see where it is. Click, 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 lock. So, I think it's a very reasonable $40 for this beautiful, well-made, beautifully constructed, lovingly considered book. If you love books and you love pop punk, you need this, from Blondie to Blink-182. And their other books seem to all be on sale for the holidays. Let's see, the emo book is also the pre-order now. So this will be out for 2025. So this pop punk book has a chance to still make my list for 24. The emo book will be in 25. So I'm very excited to talk to Paige about this stuff and check out the other books from Ruffian. And yeah, it looks like they have these handful of books. So super cool. Thank you for letting me share that with you. Let's just go one more time into the breach and back in the deck. And that's the show in an unreasonable hour and 38 minutes. Some of you have been here the whole way, and I'm really grateful, and I appreciate you. Southeast of Heaven popped in. Sorry, pal. Just saw you. The doctor said you need to take a laxative. Real talk, I'm on meds for all my diabetes and my high blood pressure. That's fucking crazy. I got my diabetes down. I got my A1C down a little bit. We haven't done a Kiki health check in a while. I'll start the year with one. I'm going to take these meds every day, and one of them is a probiotic that I got from Costco. So, yeah, man, maybe a laxative, you might have a problem, pal. But Costco will help you. Thanks, King Snake Jake. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I really appreciate everybody. You can spend your time anywhere on the web, but you spent it here with us. Kulovati's here. Yep, diabetes. It'll kill you. Antipsychotics and 6 liters of beer. All right, well, give us a follow on Twitch, and we will follow you back. And please take care of yourself. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to take antipsychotics with booze, but I have in the past. And I'm probably going to take one of these pineapple edibles tonight, because I have a lot of shit to do and a lot of stress and pressure on me. So, but anyway, that's our show. And as we say every week in this juncture of the show, it's a tough time in the world. So please, the holidays are coming. Mental health is overlooked all the time, especially in men, but everybody. I just lost a dear friend in the music business yesterday. Take care of yourselves. Listen to your body. If it's not cooperating, please go to urgent care or the hospital. Look after your friends. Check in on your friends who don't have partners, who's lonely and alone. And again, it's a tough time in the world, so please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And stay as metal as humanly possible. I'm going to dance a jig on the way out like I do every week. So thanks for being here. We'll be back tomorrow probably with another live stream, because that's how I like to do. Rock and roll. Let's go. Oh. And there we go.